Welcome to Walking with Jesus Bible Study. We are going to be in the book of Acts, and we're going to be in chapter 1, verse 14. These all continued with one accord in prayer and supplication with the women and Mary, the mother of Jesus, and with his brethren. And I'm going to repeat that. These all continued with one accord in prayer and supplication with the women and Mary, the mother of Jesus, and with his brethren. Prayer. Prayer is a very important, it's your communication with God. The Bible and God tells you to pray without ceasing, to constantly be in prayer, to give it all up to prayer. The disciples and the apostles and those that was close and near and dear, the new churches that was starting up, the Jews, the Gentiles coming to Christ, was in constant prayer. Prayer for protection, for guidance, for comfort, for help, for the suffering, for the healings. They're in constant hiding and attacks from the Romans. And we are no different. Though we have the freedom in America to open our Bible anytime we want to. There's about a church almost on every couple of blocks. Different variety of churches. We can proudly wave Jesus' King flag in our front yard. It won't be hauled off to prison or jail. It may not always be that way, but for right now we have that freedom and that ability to do so. But we're still under attack. The enemy is still coming against us. It is a war that we cannot see right now. Unfortunately, there is many people in other countries who are not only facing spiritual warfare, but they're experiencing actual war right in front of their face, hitting their homes, their family and loved ones. They're being beheaded. They're being tortured. They have grease thrown on their toxins thrown on them. They're being separated. They're being imprisoned. And those are just the things that are just talked about. And you know, when it comes to evil, it likes to hide a lot of things. Kind of like how the government works over here in America. They tell you what you only wanted to hear. And they're only going to admit to what was ever brought out to open. And you best believe it, if it was brought out to open, it's already 10 to 5 years behind, maybe even 20. But they're not going to let you see what is really going on. They're going to give you that little bit. And you think, oh, we've busted them. Look what we have caught them doing. And you really have no clue of what's really going on. It's not always been that way. That's politics. It's gaslighting. They've been gaslighting us from the very first day that they came over here and set up a government. Just look at the evidence. Look at what they've done to everybody who was originally on this land. The world is going to come against us. The fight is mentally in our heads. A lot of people say I don't see the battlefield because it's spiritual warfare, but let me tell you right now, the battlefield is in your mind. It's mental. He's going to use your own intrusive thoughts to come against you, your own feelings to come against you. Staying in prayer, along with reading that Bible, and you keep it in it daily, it keeps the enemy at bay. You know why? Because God already started a fire in you when he called you to him. It is your job to keep feeding that fire. Some of us, our fires are going off of, big old logs. Some of us are going off with just kindling sticks that we had found over here. And some of us are just having a fire that is basically started off of, charcoal like you use for a barbecue. Some of your fire pits are just the white clothes that are just warm enough to keep you warm, but is about to go out because you're not feeding it. That fire can also build up a wall of protection around you. There's a lot of people that still don't want to believe in magic. But I'm going to tell you right now, the magic is of the devil. And even though he has no real power, because God is the only almighty and all-powerful. And the devil loves to imitate what God has. And so that's why we have magic. It's a sleight of hand, an illusion, a trick. It doesn't last very long. It's an illusion. Unlike God, who can part the Red Seas, who can make mountains and create birds and dinosaurs and a human life and create trees. That magic is spreading. And because most people are in denial about these witches and witchcraft, it's true. The Bible tells you that it's true and that it does exist. And is all done by the evil one and his little goons, these evil spirits. There is no such thing as white magic that's for the good people. It's still just demonic evil. And you can best believe that that same magic that is teaching people to do tarot cards, because those monitoring spirits has been on you since the day you was born, so they can tell you any and everything about you because they've been spying on you since day one. Those are the same people that are eating their children, are going to the grocery stores and casting spells on the food, on belongings, on certain things. You got teachers that are witches and sitting in classroom and sitting there casting spells on your children. That's why it says important for you to pray over your children, to pray over your family, to pray over your friends. It's real. And the only way to come against it is with prayer. The power of prayer is so important. It has always been important. And God says to stay in it. And we need to. Not just say, give a blessing over our food. Not just say a thank you for waking me up, God. And not just saying, oh, if a good night prayer, if I do not wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take before we go to bed. But actual prayers throughout the day for any and everything. God is everything to you. He's supposed to also be your best friend. You tell your best friend everything. So we need to put that effort that we put into talking to our family and our friends on a daily basis, round the clock, to our relationship to God who created us, our Father.